Alright, in this video we'll go through several games. The first one happens in VK, and on this map I find beneficial to go to the center of the map, because from this position you could have those nice initial spots of the enemy to see how they advance. It seems like Type 62 has the same idea, so he takes the same excellent position in the middle of the map, and our team is flanking around while the rest is holding the bridge. So in this situation you can't afford to stay for a long time at this position. You have to move around and try to gain initiative. Specifically, you have to remove that guy which spots for the people at the bridge, because the way it works is that he's spotting and they're doing the damage. So I immediately focus fire on T-62. I fear that some tank destroyers may support him, but it seems like they went way too far for the bridge and he has left without any kind of support. I immediately use this opportunity to remove this tank and basically to remove this tank. And now we have the initiative because they are in the corner. That VK realizes that he has to support, but he is a bit too late. If that VK would have moved closer to Type 62, if they had like 3 tanks on that flank, they would be able to hold us, and the situation could be completely different, because if they would be holding that flank and they would be shooting from the bridge, tactically they would be in a much more superior position. That T-54 makes a mistake. He rushes VK, but he doesn't realize that there are big guns around the bridge. I know that there is ISU and KV2, so I'm not going to go around this rock. I'm trying to catch VK. So slowly I'm waiting for mistakes, and I'm trying to basically clean up this flank. So far we are even on tanks, and it seems like it's 4-4, so the game is still pretty close because the rest of the team plays rather inaccurately. KV2 makes a beeline. I don't know if he goes for me, but most likely he will shoot T-43, but I don't want to take risks, so I'm trying to wiggle and fall back. Now that he shoots, I'm tracking him, and while he is reloading, I could actually eliminate this tank. So he went too far without support, and basically he pays for this. Now I'm still trying to play accurately. I know that there is this position from which I could stay held down and take shots at Commander Copolos like this. And now we are going to clean up and kill the last tank. So probably the major lesson from this video is that if you see that some of your light or medium tanks scout, you have to help them. Be more aggressive. Don't just sit back. The next game happens on Vineyards, and I'm driving Batchatillon. What's interesting about this map is that it's very open at the center, which means that it provides a lot of opportunities for the Crossfire. So a team that forms a lemming train is a disadvantage here, because again, because of the Crossfire, they could be easily sniped from all sides. And the team that realizes that they have to flank and capture, well, not capture, to control a lot of that open ground, they get the significant advantage because they are able to take those shots at the enemy side. So as you see, I'm not sure who went to the town, so I'm kind of hesitant to stay in the open. I'm trying to poke out and see who will spot me, whom I would be able to spot. And as soon as I see that lemming train, I'm trying to stop and take those side shots. And this is how it works. you try to scatter all over the center of the map, and you just probe for the enemy location, and then you try to shift a bit further when you see it. You could poke around the buildings and catch enemy tanks like this. They're all great opportunities for the side shots. We lose one tank, but it doesn't matter because I believe that our position is superior and we would be able to gain that advantage back. So now they are stuck in the ruins. We have tanks which hold the left flank, and I'm trying to advance further to the right because I want to dig out people that sit around the central hill, and actually to find if someone is still sitting at the spawn. There is STB-1, so my shooting is not great, so I just hit the fence, I believe, but I was able to put one shell into him. Yeah, that trade wasn't that great, but I still feel fine because I have support. Leopard 1 moves in, and I'm moving in to assist him. Unfortunately, I have to reload at this point. Now I'm reloaded, and I know that I could kill STB-1 with a single clip, and that's the power of Batshitilion, actually, because it could really punish half-dead enemy tanks. Now look what happened. The enemy team went to those ruins and they sit there, while our team is basically sitting around them. That move was pretty risky, but I'm dodging enemy shells because I'm that fast. But the major lesson here, or just look at the position of our tanks. We are all around them. We have excellent crossfire opportunities, and wherever they turn, there is always someone who is able to shoot at their sides. And this is actually, I hate ruins on this map, is because this place feels like such a trap, and I don't like when people go there, and personally I quite rarely visit that location. I typically try to stay on the hills, and yeah, I'm not a fan of the ruins. So at this point we are going to clean up the enemy, kill steal, but I will take one for the team from E5. Again, just to reiterate, when you have an open map like this, it's a good mindset to imagine that your team is like water which flows around the enemy team, filling the empty space and looking for opportunities to completely wrap the enemy team around and put them under the crossfire. Alright, now I'm driving T-54 first prototype. I actually like this tank because it's very bouncy. The gun is kind of, well, it's not weak. The penetration is not great, but the armor is excellent, especially when you just angle your tank. The frontal plate and the turret, they're absolutely great. The turret actually is a bit weak at the cheeks, but still, this tank has great armor, so it's very friendly tank for beginners. Now, I like this spot again at the center of the map because I was able to figure out where the enemy team is, and at this point I realized that they probably went flanking around. So what I'm doing is that I'm turning, and I'm going to, yeah, they showed up at the base, so I'm going to turn and try to meet the light tanks, because against the light tanks this tank is superior. They just can't penetrate me, and I could see facing them and just killing them. And the reason I picked this video is specifically because it shows how not to play light tanks. You see, they moved rather aggressively. They tried to hit us at the backs, but the moment we are turning and the moment they see T-34, which is going to stay held down, the moment they see T-54, they really should be turning and running away, because frontally they just can't do much against me. That AMX on my left, he's also not a smartest guy because he just sits there and trades shots. He should be running around looking for side opportunities. We already hold this flank, and those light tanks, 3 light tanks in front of, well, that's a comment, but still it doesn't have much armor. Basically they're doing it wrong. They should be bailing out and running around. Our MX, he would be much better off going to the windmill and shooting at the back of IS-3. There was a great opportunity to shoot him at the back, but he completely missed it, and now they're trying to focus me, which is understandable because I lost half of my health already, but I'm too fast for them, I guess, to catch. But the point of this video is that if you're going to play light tanks, you should understand your strengths and weaknesses. Never ever go to the front line and trade shots like this. Your strength is when you are behind enemy tanks or at the side of the enemy tanks, but sitting like this and trading shots is the worst thing that you could do. Before going, especially to high tier light tanks, try to play other tanks and learn the game mechanics, because those people, like all light tanks on our team, were just pathetic, honestly. But anyways, good luck and see you on the battlefield.